Hey traders, so recently I've been getting these comments of people becoming overwhelmed, all right? They're talking about how long is it going to take them, etc. and things like this. And this is a big problem when we first come into trading because it's that low entry barrier and we've got all the marketing geniuses going on making think it's going to be very, very easy. Now, one comment that stuck out to me was this one, and it said, "How long have you been trading? Because I've been trading for 8 weeks and I'm getting overwhelmed and frustrated." 8 weeks. So it made me start to think of all the other comments I get. I then got another one because of the same video talking they've been doing it for 10 months and they can't seem to be getting anywhere and they're thinking of quitting trading. And they asked me and I told them, well, 7 years in full-time, 4 years full-time, and didn't get profitable until 2 years full-time. So how are people expecting to then just get trading straight away? And this is why the failure rate is so high across the board. So in this video, I want to break down something that I've learned recently and read informally from Robert Greene Mastery book. And he talks about the apprenticeship, the phase. And if you're not willing to sit through this video, and I say this all the time, and understand that you need to go through these phases in your apprenticeship of trading, then you're never going to be a trader anyway, and you might as well quit it and go and try and find the next shiny get rich quick thing now, because these videos are not for you and you're not going to make it as a trader. So in the book Robert Mastery by Robert Greene, he talks about these phases, very, very short chapter about the apprenticeship. And actually I thought to myself, this is going to be a perfect video for those who are thinking about quitting after 8 weeks or even after 10 months, because it's not going to work like that. All right. So your trading journey is going to be in phases, whether you like it or not, like learning an instrument, like learning a sport, like relationships, like university, you must go in phases. So at the moment you've got all these spinning wheels flying around your head because you're thinking to yourself, why am I not profitable? Why can I not get rich straight away and get the life that you want? Well, think about it. It's the hardest thing you're probably ever going to do. And if it was that easy, everybody would be doing it. It's not easy, and you need to have a system and a structure and understand the phases of what I'm just about to tell you. All right. So it's very simple. It's called the apprenticeship phase. You could call it apprentice phase, whatever you want to call it, right? And this is a foundation for any sort of craft, and you're going to need this in trading. So make sure you watch this video. Now, these phases that we've got, there are 3. Number 1 is deep observation. Number 2 is skill acquisition. And number 3 is experimentation. That's what we're going to cover in this video right now. So get your pen and paper or pause this video and look back, whatever you need to do, and take this down so you don't have to go and find it out for yourself. I'm giving it you right here, right now. So we're going to start with the deep observation. This is the passive mode, all right? You're not trading yet. You're watching, you're learning, you're observing, and you are not concentrating on any type of money whatsoever. If you've ever done an apprenticeship at anything that you've done, whether that's, I don't even know, biology, sports, woodwork, plastering, building, whatever you've done, at the beginning, you was probably earning next to nothing, if not nothing, and could hardly ever get by. There is no difference in trading, but you're definitely not earning anything when it comes to trading. So you have to think of yourself as like a sponge. You have to be willing to take all this information in via videos like this, via books, via trial and error. You must be a sponge, and that's how you're going to know whether you're going to like this trading. Now, a lot of people that watch my videos are already trading, but the brand new ones who I work with, they're brand new. So please, please, please understand these phases, and then you can calculate or see where you are in your phases on your trading journey. So what does this look like for a trader, this deep observation? Well, it's very, very simple. You're watching videos like you're watching this now. You're consuming as much content as you can for free. You're watching charts. You're seeing what can happen. Where do people place trades, things like that, but you're not placing any trades. You're just watching and observing and taking all the information in as much as possible. You're studying what's actually happening in price action. You're not looking at patterns. You're not looking at the behavior. You're not at that stage yet. You're just looking at price action. Okay, that's what you are doing at this moment in time. And then you're going to do is you're going to be following experienced traders. You may them of your feed. You may them of your Instagram. If you're on Twitter, they may be on Twitter. If you don't have any social media, they might just be on YouTube like you're watching this video now. You're not copying me orders traders that you're looking at. You are observing of how we behave. How do I think, or traders think? What do we do on our live sessions? You're observing. You are not copying at this stage. It's very, very important. And what you're doing at this stage is you're taking notes of what mistakes do these people make, myself and other people, what are their psychology, strengths, and weaknesses, and what have they learned along the way on this journey of trading. And you're going to absorb that information. All right, it's very, very important. So an example of this, short example of this is let's say you're watching me trade, and you say for one day I was doing my 3 candle reversal pattern. Instead of focusing on what indicator or what levels or what I'm looking to get into, okay, pay attention of the process of me taking that trade, me speaking through that trade, or your favorite trader or whatever. Identify the key parts of the process of what they're actually going through. Okay, so what did they wait for when it was confirmation? How did I manage my risk? What do I trade and what do I not trade? What are the reasons that I trade those assets and what are the reasons that I don't trade those assets? And you're watching me now, so the reason, that's why I'm saying but you could be watching many other traders, and I'm sure you are along the way. That's what you're going to do. You're trying to train your brain to think and behave like a trader's brain. That's the beginning. Absorb, absorb, absorb. Because without controlling and sculpturing and crafting your mind and that process, you're never going to get to stage 2. So it's very, very important. So before you do anything, watch everything, observe everything, and don't have no judgment on anything. It's very, very important. Have a very clear canvas, okay? That's going to be your passive mode. Passive mode. Most people don't even get through that and they fail. Deep observation. Step 2 is going to be the skill acquisition. Now you're going to start to get your hands dirty. This is the practice mode that you're going to go into, okay? You're going to get your hands dirty, as they say. Now you're getting into the arena, right? Now, the only difference is now you're going to be practicing all the information that you absorbed with intention. That's the key difference, with intention. So what does that look like for a trader? So we talk about back testing. So back testing setups manually. I'm a massive fan of forward testing, as you know, right? Massive fan of forward testing. Let me have a drink. Make sure you drink your water all day and every day, people. Forward testing is key, but back testing is going to give you that because you've got intention. Then what we're going to be looking at is you're going to be using these skills that you've now developed and starting to develop on a demo account. On a demo account. Now, we're not going to stay on the demo forever, but you need to understand of how platforms work, what you're looking at, and how the information that you absorbed works in the arena of the market. This is going to help you build consistency over time with what you're trying to do to create pattern recognition in a subconscious mindset. This is practice mode. It is practice mode. I must make that very, very clear. You just don't go jumping in straight away. So, and then journaling every trade. You know you're going to have to journal. You know you're going to have to reflect on what went wrong, what didn't go wrong, and how are you having the same attributes and the same systems as what you've observed in the first, which is deep observation. Okay, so short example, you're going to commit to practicing only, say, a breakout trade for the next 30 days, or you're only going to practice a reversal strategy for the next 30 days, and you're going to journal and take data from that, because that's the only way you're going to understand what works in the market and what does not work in the market. You're going to have this journal and have this data because you're going to be able to say, did you follow your entry rules? Did you follow your exit plan? What did you feel about the trade? Was it good during the trade? Was it bad? Was you anxious? All these types of things are really, really going to help you build the data. You're not trying to win. This is not about winning. You're not trying to win trades. You are trying to build your skills by doing this in phase 2, okay? Just like an athlete, when I was a footballer, or whether a scientist or whatever it may be, you must practice as a scientist in the lab, as an athlete on the field. Then the repetition gives you feedback, which then is going to equal growth. Repetition plus the feedback that you get, like the feedback loop theory, is going to give you growth. Now, the third and final stage is experimentation. This is now the active mode. We are getting in. This is now where the fun begins. This is now where also it's going to be the most dangerous if you skip the first two phases. Most people go to this stage straight away in trading. They can't understand why it doesn't work. They lose everything. They call it a scam and blah, blah, blah. You know how the rest works. They end up with 90% of the traders. This is the active mode. So when it comes to the beginning, your develop of your own style, you're going to calculate the risk. You're going to test the variations. You're going to begin shaping your personal edge. What's your edge? That can only come from doing phases 1 and phases 2. Because you're going to go into phase 3 without no base, no clarity, no confidence, no belief system, and you're not going to know what's actually going on. All right. So they're the things that you're going to do. What does it look like for you as a trader? Well, you're going to be tweaking the strategies that you've learned along the way to suit your personality and your own individual unique belief systems. That's going to be your edge. Number 2 is you're going to start adding and removing indicators based on your experience. If you've looked at my charts, if you've over the years, if you've looked at any traders' charts who was consistent and making money, they hardly have any indicators on their charts because price action is king, and price action shows that you've done your homework and you understand the behavior of the asset that you are doing. So when people have loads of indicators, there's a high possibility that their confidence and their clarity and their edge is not rock solid. That's what you will do. You will experiment and add and take away. This is the active mode, right? You're going to scale sizing up. You're going to scale sizing down depending on market conditions. For example, right now we have to size right down because of the Trump tariff kind of situations. We've got 50, 100 point handle candles on NASDAQ futures on a 5-minute candle when we're used to normally having 10 to 15. So it tells you must have to scale down. Once it gets better, we can scale back up. And then you need to start finding your unique rhythm. Maybe you're going to scalp. Maybe you're just going to be a reversal trader like me and you're going to try and catch the top and bottoms and get 20, 30, 50, 100 points. Maybe you're going to be trading certain hours of the day. I only trade 3 hours a day in windows. That's exactly what you're going to do along the way. All right. So an example for you could be, you could be practicing the VWAP. You could be practicing trading around the VWAP. It bounces. How many times does it do that? How many times does it not? What's your win rate? Is the win rate better in the afternoon sessions or the morning sessions? Asia sessions, London sessions. You test, you tweak. You test, you tweak. Once it gets good at the tweaking, you stop and then you keep building. Now you're not just copying anymore, you're creating. That's when you know you're getting to a good stage of trading because you are now creating. You're taking things and the information you have absorbed along the way and you are now creating. Okay, so it's very, very important that you go through these 3 stages in your trading journey and you're not like the guy who said he's going to quit after 8 weeks or the guy who says it's overwhelming. I thought my life was going to change after 10 months. That is not going to happen. So if you are a day trader and you are in the early phases of your journey, stop expecting results too early. The apprentice phase is crucial. It is not optional. It should be absolutely a non-negotiable in your path to success. There's no doubt. Observe deeply, practice deliberately, experiment with purpose. Don't skip these stages and you're going to master the craft and you're going to be able to become a profitable trader full-time along the way. But if you don't do this, you're going to be going round in circles time and time again until you're 25K in the red like I was in the beginning of my journey, and then you've only got to do the work again. There are no shortcuts in a craft that can give you freedom financially and physically. There is none, okay, except for trading the financial markets. I'll see you on the next one.